on that Raiders offensive line when they had the only black offensive line in the league. Le'Veon would have led the league in rushing probably. But instead of him having like an elite lineman in front of him, he gets like 3 good linemen and the rest are trash. And now Sam Darnold has mono.
Which is crazy. That came out of nowhere.
Did it? Really?
The kissing disease.
He's a USC guy. You know he ratchet.
Hey,
he out there with them dirty Jersey girls.
Can I say something about Cam? Wrong. Can I say something about
that? He's
Cam?
a broken quarterback, which was my question earlier.
Yes, I think that. I think it's a lot of it is coaching too. I don't like North Turner there.
I think that's actually for offense, especially
salvaging his career.
Like that's actually helping him, especially with the running back.
They need a younger. Young mind. Think about how the Cowboys look this week.
You need a better quarterback coach, somebody that's going to teach him how to actually handle himself in the pocket and throw properly.
That too, and then
he's throwing like with all upper body, man. Look,
he's always been that. Though.
Yeah, I know he's always been that.
But it's not working.
But that's the thing.
He's not rushing anymore. So if you're not rushing the ball like you used to,
they aren't making the game easy for him. And then look at his top receivers: Curtis Samuel, DJ Moore.
Greg Olsen and Christian McCaffrey is actually his number
and then
one
you have Chris Hogan. So it's like you never really surrounded him with great talent. Like what helped Mahomes so much is that you have great weapons for him.
Okay, when he went to the Super Bowl, they didn't have Kelvin Benjamin. They had Ted Ginn Jr. and Philly Brown.
Yeah,
who got killed in the Super Bowl.
It was the defense that was a big part to where it was a lot of short fields and they won a lot of close games that year.
Yeah,
that could have went either way. So and Cam did his thing, of course, but
he can still win this one.
I don't think he threw that year. I don't think he threw like 35 to 40 touchdown passes. It was the run.
He didn't even throw for 4. He's only thrown for 4,000 yards once in his career, and that was his rookie year.
Yeah. So it's like that when you were winning so much, he got the award because it's like the best player on the best team, and that's how the NFL works a lot of time. The best player on the best team wins the, Chiefs had the best record in the NFL, so Patrick Mahomes had 50 touchdowns. He has to be MVP.
No, he had to be MVP even if he wasn't. They weren't the best team because no dude in their second year in their career just puts up a 50 piece.
No, and 5,000
piece.
Yeah.
And then threw a no-look pass in the game, which, by the way, you need to stop doing that
because he missed a touchdown. Yeah,
Kelsey gonna fade him.
He missed a touchdown. I'm like, come on, man. But we're going to average like 35 a game, so I'm not tripping
but your
on him.
Defense going to give up like 28.
24, so we're going to win every game by at least 11
points.
At
least he honest. He know that defense is not holding anybody
our defense isn't
under
great,
3 touchdowns.
But we don't have to be. Last year we were 32nd. If we're about 22nd, that's good enough just to get those extra possessions to get teams off the field for us to win the Super Bowl.
Okay. Well, with all that, and yeah, the Chiefs have great quarterback coaching, unlike the Panthers with Cam.
Mm-hmm.
I see it as North Turner said, look, Cam, you're not the best player on this team anymore.
It's Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. It's Christian McCaffrey. Like, from the moment he got drafted.
That kid is...
Like, I still say Derrick Henry should give him that Heisman because it's not his. He stole a Heisman.
I have an issue with how they use McCaffrey. I think that what hurts McCaffrey is no way he should have 100 catches. That means that you're not looking down the field. You're throwing the ball.
Cam can't look
it's
down
yards
the field.
per catch. I think they should be using it more like a receiver.
Yeah.
And like I said, he's going to break the bank.
Falk. They should be like Marshall Falk when he would play with the Rams. He was getting catches, but down the field, and that's helping Cam. But him just dumping it off is like, hey,
bro,
here,
I was watching the game earlier, and I think it's more just Cam's fault. Like
his shoulder and mechanics.
He's dropping back.
Yeah, it's trash.
Christian McCaffrey is putting a big block on somebody.
McCaffrey shouldn't be blocking anybody.
But listen, he's putting a block on him and like getting space, and then sneaking out. Cam's supposed to just dump that right over to him, and Cam's looking the complete other direction. Yeah, like, and he's wide open field, and he's looking for a guy that's double covered.
But he dumps the ball off too much. Like McCaffrey had 100 catches.
This is a North Turner offense. That's what he wants him to do. Dump that over to the guy who's wide open in the flat.
But LT, like you look at LT, and he could pass block. Kind of, not really.
It's not really you're not really there to block. It's more of a like, and then I'm out.
But if we're talking about usage,
you got to get the ball.
He's their highest used player.
Yeah,
Cam shouldn't be running the ball because it's going to get him hurt at this point.
Yep,
and
I
with his
agree.
arm talent and patience, you put him in a North Turner offense, which is kind of conservative. Like, yo, you just need to dink and dunk and get the ball out because he changed his throwing motion. And I think that shoulder isn't fully healthy. He's not really I don't know if he's not letting it go enough, but DJ Moore is not a bad receiver. Curtis Samuel isn't a bad slot option.
Yeah.
If you put him in like Green Bay's offense or if you put him in Kansas City's offense, I think they'd all be making plays. But the problem is with Cam as a thrower, I think he has to accept this next phase of his career is like, okay, you're a pass first QB.
you have
and it's
to
hard
be.
to change tendencies. Vic kind of did it.
Yeah, with Eagles.
With
That year
Eagles.
he had with the Eagles was great.
But he also had like cannon.
No,
Yeah,
but
so
Andy
does
Reid,
Cam.
Andy
Yeah,
Reid.
He's
Kinda.
prototypical. Like Cam is still 6'5", 240,
No, yeah.
250.
Yeah,
What
but it's
happened
Just
is
looks like Erica Badu.
They
throwing
have
ducks.
they have to give him some easy yards, bro. You know, that's what helps Mahomes. Mahomes got little plays where he's just tossing the ball in the air to the guy running by and let them do what they do. That's yards. Then they get some simple, screen passes and different pass plays down the field that's going to be simple, and they just scheme guys open.
But
to
they
where-
did that
like,
last
you
year.
see the-
Carolina was doing that last year with DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel. Quick handoff.
but not enough scheme. Like the Chiefs scored a touchdown last week versus Jacksonville. Where
Why are we
Sammy
talking
Watkins
about the
was wide open, and it was a schemed play. So you have to go out and scheme to give him easy throws, Because if you saw that play, like you never get anybody that wide open in the
Yeah,
NFL.
like
and
with
in
the Raiders
fact,
last week.
Sammy Watkins was a guy who, what?
Oh,
Oh man,
go ahead.
I've been hearing too much Raider talk this entire.
Hit the honors. Go ahead. Just go ahead.
Man, yeah,
For the Raiders? Yeah.
Nah, for the Chiefs. I've been hearing too many Raider fans challenge me this week. I'm like, the nerve of these Raider fans
The
to
nerve.
come after one win.
How many
and
Super
say,
Bowls do the Chiefs have again?
Don't matter. We don't.
Don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Super Bowls don't matter. Okay, so that's the case.
In fact, you've
LeBron.
never had a good
LeBron's
team.
career doesn't matter. Kobe's career doesn't matter.
Hey.
Jordan's career don't matter.
Those matter when we talk about the players, but we only talk about who won recently. We're not talking. How much do you hear about?
The Chiefs
Will
have never
Chamberlain?
been to a Super Bowl in the modern NFL era.
Yeah, they did. They beat the Vikings Super Bowl too.
That. How many years ago was that?
It's a lot of years ago, but the Raiders
I
haven't
feel like
won.
that was still the AFL.
The Raiders haven't won since the '80s.
That's fine.
I don't even
That's the
think I was
80s.
born when they won.
My mama was alive. Our parents
Yeah.
were alive, so that counts for something.
My granny was alive when the Chiefs won. So
The Raiders win the Super Bowl on my sister's birthday, and they just got their souls beaten out of them.
the Raiders
That was
played
2002.
a bad Denver Bronco team. This week is going to be the wake up call that everyone will say, "Ooh, they got a lot to work on." And if they had AB, maybe, but they don't. But Cam, he just needs to be coached well. To go take it back to Cam, he just need better coaching in this modern NFL that's going to give him easy dump off plays, screens, scheme receivers open, and his stats will look great. Like Mahomes had a lot of touchdowns last year that were just easy throws. You know what I'm saying? Easy throws that a lot of people, if you're a pro quarterback, that you should make. And then he made his special plays. They depend on Cam to sometimes make a lot of special plays, or for him to just, I don't know if it's him that's just dumping it off, or it's just like they give him that, hey, if you got nothing, just dump it off to Christian, let him do what he do. But they got to figure it out because, man, they might take this L tonight to Tampa Bay. I see that they're driving right now, but man, this
Devin
would be
White got hurt. Damn.
this would be a bad loss if they would lose this home game on Thursday Night Football and start off 0-2.
For the Panthers especially, because, you go to a 3-4 defense, Bruce Irvin's hurt, Raider cast off. And you just, the corners for the Panthers haven't been the same since Josh Norman left, even though he can't get picks and he gets beat. And Jay Gruden said, he runs away from contact. But it's just kind of interesting to me to see how after everything the Panthers have been through defensively, how they've been elite on defense for so long, that it's starting to fail them when they can't beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Hey, exactly.
And Mike Evans is in exile. He's in receiver hell.
Tampa just lost to Frisco last week.
2 pick sixes.
Yeah.
To Richard Sherman and I think Akilo Witherspoon.
And that last one was, I was watching it. It was so bad. And I'm telling you how big of a fan I was of Jameis because I'm a Florida State Seminoles fan. And seeing him in college, I remember.
How's that working out?
I remember game that
Boise State.
Yeah, not great at all, man. It's terrible. But I remember game number 1, seeing him as a freshman redshirt at Pittsburgh, Thursday night game. Dude was like 27 for 29. I'm like, this dude's gonna be the next great one.
The thing about Jameis is that he is just not consistent. He can have these nights like he's having tonight. He's like scrambling out of pocket, hitting dudes deep down the field. They making toe tap catches on the sideline. He's finding Chris Godwin over the middle. Like, they're even getting running touchdowns tonight. I don't know if it's the Panthers this bad or Jameis is just having a decent game.
Is Bruce Arians just a better head coach than Ron Rivera?
Yeah, and I think Bruce Arians is not losing 2 back-to-back. Like, especially in a game like this where you know it's a Thursday, dudes are struggling. They're not going to be like as fresh as you normally are because you don't get the practices in you want. Bruce Arians is like that coach that like has always found a way.
It's not a good look for Florida football right now.
Nah, Florida State is trash.
They barely beat Louisiana Monroe, and that's only because the kicker missed an extra point in overtime.
Yeah, and Miami, Florida's kind of carrying the torch. They know what they're number 7.
They gotta decisively blow out Kentucky this week. But we obviously been talking about the Raiders a lot.
We haven't talked about the Raiders at all. What are you talking about? You want to talk about the Raiders?
Well, I mean,
we haven't actually went through the team.
We didn't talk about this big game this week.
Speaking of not going through the team, Antonio Brown.
There we go.
We can start there. Get this out the way.
Antonio Brown, who was never a Raider.
Never.
On the record books.
He didn't make any money.
He was never on the main roster. He was on Madden for about a couple seconds, but that happens. It changes. New England Patriot wearing number 17 now, which means he'll probably lead the league in catches and a bunch of yards. It's gross and disgusting. Ben Watson should just give up 84, but for other reasons.
Who has it?
Ben Watson.
Ben Watson.
He's still playing? That's crazy.
He went on like he went on Fox News to talk about like this religious organization that's like they believe in like
getting paid for 84 more than what AB offered.
No, like it's bad. Like Drew Brees was in a commercial where he was backing like the church, who apparently some people say they're a cult, and some people also say that it was like they believe in conversion therapy for gay people. And Ben Watson was on Fox News promoting all that, and it was just like, this is icky. And also he's suspended for like the first 6 games because he got popped for PEDs. Ben Watson, that is. Mm-hmm. So he should definitely give up 84. But Patriots can't talk to him because he's banned from, he's banned from there. But you got Patriots teammates answering questions for AB in this whole federal lawsuit alleging rape.
Yeah, because he can't talk. Did you read the text messages? You lean, girl. You lying.
The email, like, he's from Florida, and also, like,
your boy is slow.
Probably wasn't a communications major.
Not at all. Like that. If that's really him texting, I'm like, dude, what?
I think he spelled his name wrong as a kid.
For sure. Antonio, he was probably struggling.
And
he's probably spelling Brown Broun.
He's probably spelling it EYO.
Hey,
I don't know.
I don't see why there's nothing being done for the way that he pretty much sabotaged the Raiders that way.
Because the NFL doesn't care about the Raiders. We've been over this. They don't give a damn about
Al Davis is dead. Like, what?
It has nothing to do with that.
They hate your bloodline, dog.
Nah, it has to do, I think, with the Raiders like owning their rights or something like that. And like the NFL doesn't get paid as much as they would off of like other teams from like our sales and stuff because we like actually like trademark the
franchise. Like the Raiders are a global brand.
Yeah,
bigger than football.
Yeah,
so
way bigger than the
NWA,
Chiefs.
Baby. It ain't about that. It's about who's gonna be winning these next 5 years.
But
there's Raiders fans in Kansas City.
It hurt us and it sucked that it went that way. But financially, which is probably all that matters, is we had to pay $0 for him. So
I go back and look at
and we got Hard Knocks money,
and you got Keelan Doss back, who's apparently gonna like right all the wrongs of every receiver who wore 18.
Yeah, clearly.
And he was wearing the 89, and I was like, Amari had drop problems too.
And he was like, "Yeah, maybe I should switch this up
to 18. Let me But I like how he went to Jacksonville for a higher practice squad contract and then got a guaranteed contract from the Raiders.
Well, no, he got the guaranteed contract from Jacksonville when they gave him the $425 or whatever, which was the max, or $495, whatever the max was. They paid him after we went and tried to get him the